Hey guys, this is going to be a video on how to install drive barrels onto a drive shaft for an MTD 2100 series mower. There's the part number, and these things come in kits of 8. And if you're watching this video, you know why you're watching this video. You've had your mower long enough where these little plastic barrels have dried out and rotted and your mower won't move anymore. There's some good videos on how to tear down and get to these things, how to get the drive shaft out on YouTube, but I wasn't able to find a video on how to actually install the barrels. So I tinkered with them a little bit, and it looked like it was going to be a real pain in the butt, and then I came up with a pretty straightforward, easy way to do it. And I wanted to shoot this video and post it to try to save you guys some time and aggravation. So obviously what you're going to need is this kit of 8. Probably while you have the whole thing pulled apart, you're going to go ahead and replace both sides of the drive shaft, put some new barrels in both ends of it. So you're going to need a couple of these kits, and again, there's the part number 759 3764, and then here's another one under the barcode M39020. These are genuine, like I said, Cub parts or MTD parts. I don't know if there's aftermarkets available. I bought those off of eBay. They were the cheapest ones I could find. Some Q-tips, and then some silicone grease. The grease is optional, but I have found that it makes it a little bit easier to get these things to slip in place. And the only thing the Q-tips are for is to dip in the grease so you don't contaminate your clean bottle of grease. So these little barrels sit into these crescents on the drive shaft, and they mate to these corresponding crescents on this other piece of the drivetrain that bolts up either to your transmission or your engine. And basically it goes like that, and there's 8 of them that sit all the way around. So the problem is, how do you get these things, 8 of them, and mated up with the other piece? And my first idea was to put all of them in place and then put a tie wrap around them, and then somehow get this started and work them in one by one. Didn't have a whole lot of success with that. And as I said, I tried to find some video that showed an installation process, and the only thing I could find were videos that showed you what it looked like after they were all installed. So here's what I came up with. Grease, barrel, kind of grease these up. And I just used a Q-tip and try to keep a clean work surface so you don't want to pick up any kind of grit or dirt or anything on your parts. Just give them a good coat of that grease to kind of slick them up a little bit. And I'm using my fingers And the only reason that you need to grease these things, you could probably install them dry. I tried the dry technique, and they kind of bind a little bit, and I found that just a little bit of grease, that's number 4, a little bit of grease really helps these things slide in place. That's number 5. Number 6. I'm going to put a little more on there. Now I've got this thing sitting on the floor. The other side's down on the floor, and I'm sitting in a chair. And it's just a comfortable height to work. I'm old and I've kind of grown fond of sitting. And there's number 8. All right. So now we got a little lubrication on there. Here's what you want to do. Take this outer collar with the crescents that are cut in it, turn it to the orientation that it should be, and then hold it up far enough where you can take your barrel and slip it right down in between both crescents. And that's what it looks like. Take another barrel that's been greased up, rotate your shaft a little bit, and then lift this outer collar up enough to where you can slide the next barrel in between both crescents on the drive shaft and the outer collar, and then just seat it all back down again. Rotate it again. Same procedure. I'm lifting the collar up. I'm taking the little barrel, and I'm lifting the collar up high enough where I can just clear the back end of the barrel right here. I'm lifting this up enough where I can slip that barrel down in there, and there she is. And I'm gonna run them all back down again, give that collar a little tap to seat everything. Lift it up again. And you got to get her up enough where you can clear the back end of this barrel. It's going in at an angle. Hopefully you can see that. And maneuver it into place. And give it a little tap. Rotate her. Same thing, I'm lifting it up, creating enough room where I can slip the next one in. That one's in place. Just that little bit of lubrication helps all this stuff slide around too. Like I said, I don't know what techniques the other guys who have posted videos on this particular repair used, because they didn't show it, but they did make comments about how aggravating it was and how much time it took. And also in the comment section, I think some people commented about what a pain it was to get these things in. So same thing. Now, this video is not edited. This is all happening real time. And for you impatient folks, I know it's too long, and the lighting's bad, and the sound is bad, and there's no graphics, no dancing girls, no beer drinking. Okay, last one. All right, I'm doing the same thing. I'm rocking this outer flange out. And you want to try to be careful not to pull it out too far, because you'll get all the rest of the barrels you've got in place wandering around, and that's not a good thing. And I've got enough room where that one just dropped in. I'll give it a little tippy tap here, and that's it. 8 barrels installed. And like I said, this is all real time, no editing. And let me rotate this up where you can see it now. Just that easy. Notice I've got everything marked because, like I said, I'm old, and a lot of times this stuff gets worked on piecemeal, and this mower's been torn apart for a few weeks while I ordered parts and worked on other stuff. So I'm just finally getting back to this. So that seems like a pretty easy way to put it all back together again. It's counterintuitive because, like I said, my first approach was trying to get all 8 of them onto the drive shaft and then slip this mating collar down on top of it, but that did not work very well. So going from the back side, it's pretty straightforward. You saw how easy that was. That's the transmission side, and that's the engine side there. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Comments, likes, cash. Till next time.